Hey everyone, I have returned, and I will be telling you as much as I can remember about not only the day, but the diet update. In the morning, when I woke up, I weighed myself, and I am currently 173.3. I believe that's a good pound point one off from yesterday. Not bad at all. Now, when it comes to the meals that were eaten today, let me think. I had a bowl of keto-friendly Magic Spoon cereal. It was the cinnamon flavor with milk that was filtered, so the carbs were cut in half. And yeah, that was all right. It had a slight tinge of an aftertaste, which took away from the experience, but overall, I'd say it was decent. Now, after that, I remember I had some torta meat, or was it just flat meat? I think just flat meat, not torta meat. Although our family friend came over and brought torta meat, or flat meat, to use in tortas is what I meant to say. Anyways, I couldn't have the bread, so I just had to have the meat on its own with some sliced avocado that was seasoned and sliced cherry tomatoes from the back of our garden, and a sprinkling of cheese, queso fresco style. Now, afterwards, I realized I probably should get through the keto cupcakes that I made a while back so all that money doesn't go to waste. So I got a keto cupcake, and I had the idea of putting it on a plate and then warming it in the microwave for 20 seconds. I find that when I do this, for whatever reason, the guttural issues I get when consuming baked keto goods lowers a bit. I'm not sure exactly why. It just works for me. And not only that, it does make it taste like it was freshly baked a bit more. After it was out of the microwave, I put some, what was it called again? Oh yeah, keto frosting, chocolate flavor on top as well. And honestly, it was actually not bad. One of the things that I liked about it was the fact that the keto frosting started to melt into the keto cupcake. And something about that melted chocolatey flavor on top of the cupcake really made it taste better for some reason. Pretty interesting. Well, after that, our family friend brought in a snack called Chomps, jalapeno beef sticks. And she originally got them for her and she wanted to share them with me and my sister, but then she decided to give them to me because she didn't see herself eating the bag because she didn't like the texture. She thought it was a bit gritty. Now, of course, I would love to have the chomps, so I accepted the offer. Well, after that, I guess we could jump over to what was had during dinner. So, during dinner, I had pepperoni put on top of zucchini noodles with a special cheese sauce and meatballs that had no breading in them. So it was just like pure beef meat. My mom cooked it and it was delicious. I really enjoyed that. I thought the cheese sauce was excellent. I thought the noodles were pretty good, and I thought the beef was just really tasty. On top of the pepperonis that I bought from the store I work at that I put all over them. Yeah, pretty good. Now, and I also had an A&W zero sugar and a bit of a dollop of zero sugar whipped cream as well. Well, afterwards, when I got home from work, I had, remembering correctly, just mineral water and another chomp beef stick. And that's pretty much what I had today. Well, any exercise? I did do a few push-ups on the floor. I'd say around 8, just for myself, not for any video editing punishment or anything like that. That felt pretty good. I got a decent amount of stretching in as well. Now, when it comes to walking at work for doing cart pickups, order delivery pickups, and what was the other thing? Just generally walking. And sweeps, of course. That worked out pretty well. Got a lot of steps in today. And that's the diet update. Now let's move on to the daily update, the part of the show where I go through brief summation of what happened during my time today in brief detail. Well, I woke up pretty late, around 10 o'clock, and when I woke up, I decided it would be a good idea to grab my phone and start just watching random YouTube videos. And what exactly did I watch? I'm trying to remember. I did watch a video from a YouTube channel making famous TikTok viral videos into AI slop, so that was interesting. And then I watched a guy who calls himself the Angry Astronaut talk about a comet that's headed towards Earth or near Earth, but just going past it. Don't worry, we're not getting hit by a comet. But he was apparently talking about the interesting properties behind it. It was a bit too wordy and overly detailed and hard for me to really get to grasps with what was trying to be communicated, so I kind of got bored of that one and tuned out of it. And then Digital Foundry, the YouTube channel that analyzes video games that get released a analyzation video for a new game I'm forgetting the name of, but I thought that looked pretty interesting. And then I started getting hungry, so I got up off of my bed and I went into the kitchen where I greeted my sister. And then I decided to make a bowl of keto magic spoon cereal with some filtered milk. It was alright. Definitely gets the job done though if you want cereal and you're on a keto diet, that's for sure. Now, after I ate that, our family friend came over and she brought many different ingredients. So she brought some beef, flat meat specifically, and some chops. She gave me one, and I thought it was pretty good. Well, my sister decided to start cooking the flat meat on the pan, and as she was cooking it, I remember I went on my phone, and gosh, I'm trying to remember exactly what I did during that point, but it's drawing a blank right now. Something about having to use ChatGPT 5, but I don't know exactly what I was doing with it at that point. For whatever reason, that part of the day is a blur to me. But afterwards, my sister finished the meal and she gave it to me and our family friend and her, and we had a nice meal together. Now, after we ate that meal, I wanted to go into my room and work on a new YouTube video. When I say that, I actually mean working on my Brain Jam Extra video that I've been chipping away at for a while now. And in this video, I was trying to make the credits for all of the different programs I used in the video, including editing software and recording software, and also the YouTube channels that were seen in the video as well, because I think it's pretty cool to know where you're getting your sources from at the end of the video, so if people are interested in learning more, they can watch those sources and decide for themselves. So yeah, just the main sources. The ones where I do a quick glide through but don't really delve too deep into them, I don't really credit. Maybe I should. That might be a good idea. But anyways, I was working on that. I got called over by our family friend. She gave me the chomps. I said thank you. Then I went back and I tried to edit a bit. But by then I was running out of time. So I decided to get dressed and ready for work. And so I did get dressed and ready. I said goodbye to everybody and I drove all the way to work. Now when I got to work, it was honestly not too crazy today. I mean, it was decently busy, but it wasn't insanely busy. I mean, okay, maybe that's not exactly painting a good picture of it, but it wasn't overly slow. It was medium, I guess you could say. I was apparently given sweeps for the next 4 hours, so the entirety of my first half of the day would be doing sweeps, which honestly I was pretty cool with. I enjoy sweeps. It gives me plenty of time to just, be in more of a thoughtful state of mind while getting my chores done and just allowing me alone with my thoughts. Well, after the 4 hours, which mostly consisted of just continuously recycling the sweeping duties of the produce, the break room, and the whole floor of the store, it was time to go lunch. So I drove all the way back home for lunch, but not before getting some zero carb tortillas and also some pepperoni, because I really liked pepperoni that I was snacking on the night before, and I wanted some for myself. So that's why I got that. And then my mom had everything ready with the zucchini noodles and the cheese and the meatballs. And it was a perfect meal for all of us. Me, my sister, our family friend, and my mom. And we ate together. And I really enjoyed the meal. I thought it was really good. The meatballs were nice and tender. And they had no breading in them, which would surprise me, because normally when meatballs don't have breading, they taste really chewy, but these ones were somehow pretty good. I just attribute it to my mom's amazing cooking skills, of course. Yeah, it was a really good meal. I really enjoyed it. Then afterwards, I decided to have a dollop of whipped cream and some water. And then I left to go to work. By the way, throughout my entire time of driving to home and then driving back to work, I was listening to a new Area 52 podcast where the host interviews a guy by the name of, I believe, Sam, who runs a YouTube channel called UAP Gerb. So it's a deep dive on various UAP and UFO related stories from the military. Really fascinating stuff if you're into that sort of thing. Well, after I got back to work, it was pretty much the first hour was front end work, and something about the food made me need to use the restroom. I'm having a feeling it might have been a lot of the fiber that was in the zucchini that did it, but rest assured, I got that business done. And then it was a good hour of bagging for the first hour, 2 hours of lot and then wiping down check stands and clearing lot and bringing in 18 carts. And the last hour was spent pretty much just bagging for the customers and finishing off some closing chores like go backs and punching out. Overall, I'd say workday was not bad. I was allowed to stay overtime to do some go backs for a good 48 minutes, and apparently that equated to $19.75, and I came to that conclusion by giving all of my info about how much I get paid and how much I get paid through overtime and how much I'd make through working that amount of time with Chat GPT, and that's how I got to that conclusion. So yeah, it feels nice to get rewarded for that sort of thing. So I drove home. I was really thirsty. Got a mineral water. I drank that bad boy. Then I ate at Chomps. I agreed to my sister, and I put some sodas in the fridge. And then I remember sitting here and telling you about what happened. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I do remember I met an old friend when doing my sweeps, and I greeted them and said hello and give a little update about each other. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah. So that's all there's to say. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care and have a great rest of whatever time you're watching this. Goodbye.